Hello everybody, hope all is well. Welcome to another video and another day here in South Central Wisconsin. Today is December 28th. We did have a white Christmas. We had quite a bit of snow on Christmas, but a lot of that is gone now. We ended up having a lot of rain yesterday afternoon and through the evening, and about 40 some degrees, so it took care of a lot of the snow we had. Right now, standing here in the sun on December 28th, soaking it up. It's 47 degrees and it feels fantastic. But looking to the forecast, it might be a long time before we see 47 again, so taking advantage of that today. I got to show you guys the stupid project I did. Check it out, guys. Of course, not very visually appealing, but we have a heck of a time through this area here. All the water from that roof ends up there, and it turns into a big layer of ice. Unfortunately, the landscaping around here is higher than the actual sidewalk, and it's higher for quite a ways out there, so it could use a lot of work to make this function right. I wanted to do this basic thing with a steel gutter, but I would have to drive an hour to pick up a steel gutter, and I don't have any vehicles right now really with much room to carry a 10-foot piece of gutter. I don't want to use the ProMaster camper van because that thing stays out of salt, so I don't want to put that out in the salt. The other van, I don't know, it's getting a little bit of iffy. It's got some ball tires, not sure I want to drive it 1 hour there and 1 hour back in the winter time. So I found this aluminum piece of gutter at the local hardware store. Very flimsy stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if this rips off in a very short amount of time. I do have this heat wire that goes up there. It is up down the eave, and it goes up the valley to melt some of that, and I was able to pull some of that down and lay it into the gutter, so hopefully it keeps some of that defrosted. And in the end there, it looks like it just maybe makes it to the end of the sidewalk here, but it'll just blow it right here and fill it back up. Maybe I'll try catching it with something like this. In the end, guys, it's gonna be a clusterfuck. I probably wasted 35 bucks. Some of you guys know that follow this channel. Here where I live between two lakes, Montello Lake and Buffalo Lake. And now here we have Violetta Lake. Unfortunately, it's in my driveway. Again, you know, the driveway here sits lower than the driveway out there. There's not really many options that we could do without spending many thousands of dollars for a lot of landscape work. But even if you did that, the house is where it is. The house is kind of low compared to what's around it. So there isn't a great answer except just to deal with it, basically. Usually this stuff is only an issue during these winter months. Ended up firing this thing up for Christmas. Grilled up some steaks. I've been doing a lot of cooking out here this fall and early winter. Been cooking a lot of steaks. Those of you that follow the channel, you probably know I eat mostly a carnivore type diet. And I gotta say, man, I've been cooking a lot of good steaks. And of course, the one day I screw up is on Christmas Day. I ended up over torching the steaks, kind of ruined them, which was a shame. They were bigger, thicker steaks than we usually get. I thought I'd add a little more direct fire to them, and that kind of screwed it up. Lesson learned. I know not to do that again. My wife has been home for the week, so we've been kind of taking advantage of the colder, snowy weather, cozying up on the inside of the house a little bit, making some good meals, creating some good ambiance in the house, stuff like that. Yet still getting our workouts in with the treadmills and getting a little hiking in when the days permit that. You would think today would be a great day to take a hike, and it would be. Yet the ground is very wet, as you've seen. There'd be a lot of heavy wet snow and a lot of puddles and stuff like that. So you definitely need some good waterproof footwear. I thought about coming out here and actually camping in this thing this week, just for fun. Just kind of stay right here in the yard. Like I said earlier, I'm not that interested in driving this time of year. because I keep this thing out of the salt. It is now a 10-year-old vehicle, and around here, when your vehicle gets to be 10 years old with a lot of salt, they start rusting out pretty quickly at that point. The bitchin' van here is about 15 years old. Starting to go there. Starting to go on the bottoms of the doors here. Bubbles all around here. Same thing on the other side, so it's getting there, guys. I am torn on what I should do with this thing. I love the minivan. Tires are pretty bald. Do I spend the money on the tires? I feel there's a little something going on with the drivetrain. Not exactly sure what. The electrical stuff on this thing has been screwed up for years now. Do I just kind of let it wither away? Not really sure what the other option is. Not sure I want to sell it to anybody. Right now I just kind of keep it around. I'll run it up to the lumber yard and back. It's good for carrying some lumber here and there. Except like I said earlier, I don't want to take it an hour to the lumber yard and back, but we got a lumber yard here about 15 minutes away. In here, I got 2 sheets of 4x8, kind of like a CDX product. So I'm going to use it to make molding for inside the house over here. I kind of owe you guys an update on the remodeling in that house. We made quite a bit of progress, but we did a bathroom in there, and now I kind of let it idle for a while. I need to get the trim done and stuff like that. So that stuff is still in there waiting to get finished. But first, I'm trying to finish this big ass table I'm working on. I probably shouldn't show you this, guys, yet, but I was gonna wait, make an update video on this table, but I'll give you a quick sneak peek. Just don't tell anybody. Check it out, guys. My mountain scene table. That's all I can show you. Rocket. Should I show them more? I don't know. Pay attention. I'm just going to give you one more second here. Boom. Looking good, guys. Still quite a bit of work to do, but we're getting somewhere. Not sure I told you guys, I separated the cats. Rocket, he was always crabby with having Gibson in here. Even though Gibson was in here almost a year, Rocket would hiss a lot and stay up in his tree most of the time. So I felt bad, so I moved Gibson back in the other room. Rocket is still getting used to Gibson not being here. He's still spending most of his time in that tree. Gibson here, on the other hand, it doesn't seem to bother him where he's at. He's just a good old friendly cat. Looking for some free pets. Come over here, buddy. Free pets. Perfect. Gibson has a nice heat pad in there so he can stay warm. And the Arian snowblower here. This came in handy a couple times already. If you guys watched an earlier video, you see me struggle with starting that. This time, I plugged it in, fired right up. First time I've actually used an electric start on one of my machines. I'm usually old school and just pull the damn thing. Looks like the wife made it home. New Year's is approaching. I'm ready to ditch the Christmas decorations. Speaking of New Year's, that's kind of why I stopped in today. Wanted to check in on you guys before the new year. Looks like you guys are doing all right. Good to know. I'm a few days from turning the big 5-1. Out here trying to kick ass as hard as I can into my 50s, guys. That's what we're gonna do the rest of the day, guys. I'm gonna go kick ass, maybe get a workout in or something like that. Maybe I will try checking in one more time in 2024. And if you guys made it this far into the video, what the heck is wrong with you guys? But I appreciate it. And I'm also gonna let you go now. So get the heck out of here. See you next time, guys. Take care.